Hi, it's Martin Howey. I want to kind of bring you up to date about what happened last week. In fact, just a few minutes ago, I got off the phone with my really good friend, Melanie Benson-Strict. Melanie had a seminar, a 3-day workshop over in California at Redondo Beach at the Portofino Hotel, which is an absolutely magnificent hotel. And I happened to be on a panel along with my good friend Jim Palmer and a couple of other folks. We really had a wonderful time. Melanie shared some information with us that really helped every one of us. And even though I've been doing this for over 45 years, I got a lot of ideas from Melanie. And I'm going to be talking about those in an upcoming video, an upcoming blog post. But what I wanted to share with you is something that I picked up from Melanie as I was there. And I looked over the harbor because our meeting room opened up right on the harbor in Redondo Beach. And I saw boats that were monstrous going out into the ocean. Now, these are regular boats, privately owned boats, or company-owned boats. And I was looking at some of these boats. I was wondering, how is it that those people can take those big boats out? They have to cost probably at least $1,000 worth of fuel costs just to take them out, and just for a couple of hours, and then come back in. One of the boats that I saw was this monster boat by Body Glove. It had Body Glove right on the side of it. Now, Body Glove makes wetsuits and other diving material and paraphernalia for divers and swimmers. They had several people out. They took it out on both Saturday and Sunday with at least 20 people on the boat. Now, most of them were kids, or it looked like maybe employees or perhaps family members. But the point is, they have a booming business even in this down economy. Now, there are many people all over the place that are complaining because the economy isn't good, it isn't right, it isn't providing for them the things that they need. Why is it there are two groups of people, and each one of them looks at the same situation, and they see two different things? One person sees doom and gloom and massive layoffs and the bad economy, and the other one looks at it and says, you know what, this is a great economy. We can really flourish here in this economy. And some of these people that own these boats, you're just wondering, how is it they afford the docking fees? How is it they afford the cleaning fees? How is it they afford just the insurance on these things, or the fuel costs? Not to mention the cost of the boat itself. Well, it was an amazing weekend that we had, and I'm going to be sharing more information about that. But I wanted to bring it up to your attention that the economy may be bad for a lot of people, but for consultants, it's the best economy we've ever had. Our consultants are making more money with less effort today than they ever had. It's a matter of positioning. It's a matter of putting yourself in the right place with the right message to the right market. And that's what the top line system is all about, providing the right message to the right market at the right time. And so we go through a very detailed step-by-step plan that shows you how to do that. Well, that's enough of this. This isn't meant to be a sales video or a sales blog post. It's just meant to give you ideas that you might be able to take and look at your situation. How are you looking at your situation? Your consulting practice, your job, your career, whatever it is. If you're not happy with where it is, then maybe you and I ought to have a talk. And we can talk about some things that you can do to get your practice up to where it needs to be, or get your career where it needs to be. Look, at the end of 5 years, you're going to look back on this time and say, hey, I'm really glad I made a decision to do something about that 5 years ago because things are much better for me. Or you can look back on it and say, I didn't make that decision, or I did make a decision not to do something about it. And I'm still in the same spot that I was in before. In fact, I'm worse off because my wages haven't gone up that much, or my salary hasn't gone up that much, but all my expenses have gone up. My kids are getting older, they're getting more costly, education's getting higher, and it looks like retirement's out of the picture. And whether or not Social Security is going to be there is a whole other story. So if you're not happy where you are, either in your consulting practice, in your job, your career, then let's talk. I'd really like to spend some time with you and talk to you about the options that you have at your disposal.